can in fact carry out the actions, policies on behalf of the people. But on the other hand, the fact that he has so much power in his hands can also make him that much more destructive. And having a parliamentary system doesn't say you cannot have a strong leader at the same time. Taking the case of India, which is one example I gave, I think, where generally they have had very strong prime ministers since independence in 1947, starting with Jawaharlal Nehru and followed up by his daughter Indira Gandhi, who were prime ministers not elected directly by the people. They were the leaders of their parties, but they were very strong personalities and very strong national leaders. And I think I also made the point that in Jamaica, while we do not directly vote for a head of government, the people in Jamaica vote for a candidate at the constituency level who they associate with a political party. And when they do so, they are very clear in their minds who is the leader of the political party. So they are not only voting for the local member of parliament, they are in fact also voting for a future prime minister. So with that in mind, I am yet to be convinced why we need to change to a so-called presidential system.
Well, based on what the discussion is that people are arguing that the system that we have so far, and we know it. We have decades of voting experience, and we know how the system works, right? We know that when we vote for our MP Northwest St. Anne, people who vote for the PNP know that they are voting for Mark Golding as the leader and the Prime Minister. And those who vote for the JLP know that they are voting for Andrew Holness. They know that. But there are some major concerns from the people right now. So, for example, the people are saying that this system has failed us. It has not delivered the services, the goods and the services. And therefore, people are yearning for changes. And I think that is one of the driving force behind the argument for electing changing the system to a presidential system. Dr. Barnett, that is how you see it, or you have a different take?
I can't put it any stronger or more clear than my friend has put it. The fact of the matter is, all I can add are two things really. One is that when you have a presidential system, the person who runs as the president runs in a very personal capacity. When that person is elected, they are not elected as head of a team or the leader of a team. They are like a boxing champion. When a person is elected in the parliamentary system as a head or leader of the winning party, that person is like a football captain. He is a team, and he or she operates as a team leader. And that is why in presidential systems, there have been so many of them that have converted into dictatorship. And the history is there. So that, we have, as has been said, experienced and operated the parliamentary cabinet system successfully in the sense that we have preserved democracy and the rule of law. But when we look at countries which have elected to use a presidential system, we have seen a history and a trend in military dictatorship. so that there is really no argument from a question of preserving democracy and human rights for opting for the presidential system. The second argument which has been advanced in support of the presidential system is a negative one, that the parliamentary cabinet system has not given us the social and economic benefits that we had looked forward to. But there are presidential systems which have failed in that respect too. And the fact of the matter is that a lot of the most efficient and successful countries in the world are parliamentary cabinet system countries. So that it is not the nature of the system so much as the quality of the administration and the quality of the policies that are pursued.
Yes.
That that results in good social and economic standards.
Right. I think another major issue is the whole issue of accountability, and I want to ask both of you, looking at what we have now, what are some of the areas? In other words, how can we make the system more accountable to the ordinary Jamaican, so that they can get their leaders, our leaders, to account, in a way that they understand? What are some of the things that you think should be done in order to make the system more accountable? Let's start with you, Dr. Barnett.
Well, the participation of the people on a daily basis in the process by voicing their opinion, by communicating with their member of parliament, by making petitions. Those are the methods by which you exert pressure on your parliamentary representative and on the government to do what you think is in the interest of the country. And whatever system you have, that is the method that the ordinary man has to use. The problem with the presidential system is that when you call on the president to perform, he says, no, I can't perform because the legislature has the power to legislate and they won't pass the laws that I want them to pass. The Prime Minister can't give that excuse. So that in relation to accountability, then in my view, there's greater accountability in the parliamentary cabinet system than in the presidential system.
Yes, but Dr. Barnett, right now as we speak, that is one of the things that the people of Jamaica are saying, that they are not satisfied with. So I am asking, how can we make it, what can be done to make it more accountable?
Well, what I'm trying to say is, what it can be done is not to change the system, but to improve. And I gave at the beginning 3 or so things that the ordinary man can do. That is to make representations, participate. You can't achieve it by withdrawing from the process yourself and not voting. You see, so you must be proactive. You must, in your civil society organizations, in your community groupings, you must express your opinion and let your MP or whoever knows that you're not satisfied with the performance.
Yes.
So that is how politicians react. If they know that the people who elect them are dissatisfied with their performance.
Okay.
And that will have to be the position, whatever the nature of the system. We have some very important mechanisms, for accountability. We are maybe in the forefront of the world in institutions that we have. And what we have to do is make certain that these institutions are effective and are working properly. And when they come under attack by the politicians themselves, we must support the institutions, because those are the institutions that help to make the politicians accountable. So when the Integrity Commission or any of the bodies which are established by us to ensure accountability come under attack, we must defend them and make sure that they have the resources and are protected.
Yes. So for example, Dr. Barnett, you would agree with the Integrity Commission get some constitutional protection?
Most definitely.
Yes. Leroy, how do you respond to the same question?
Well, taking it from that, jumping on from the Integrity Commission, Integrity Commission subject, and then moving from that on to accountability and the earlier point about changes, which I think are all related. The Integrity Commission, I want to tell you a story with the Integrity Commission. Well, I am not as well known to your listeners, certainly as the eminent constitutional expert, Dr. Barnett. But in my earlier life, there was a time when I worked very closely with Mr. Michael Manley. As a matter of fact, when he was first elected as president of the People's National Party, I was working for that party, and a few days after he was elected, we had lunch. There are a number of us that had lunch together, and he told us one of the first things he was going to do in Parliament, though he was at that time only a member of Parliament and not leader of the country, that he was going to move a motion that every member of Parliament should make a public declaration of their assets. And that I underline public declaration of their assets. Right? Now, it is a long road from that to what has now become the Integrity Commission. The point is, he wanted each member of Parliament to make a public declaration of their assets, I suppose, on an annual basis, so that the people, there was transparency, and the people could see and decide for themselves whether that person was an honest person or was illegally enriching himself. But he got a lot of feedback from within his own party.
Yes.
And that is why he had to introduce a mechanism whereby a declaration was made, but not a public declaration. So, in fact, that is how the Integrity Commission come about, that the whole thing is shielded from the public. In the United States, for example, it is expected, though it is not required, but it is expected that a presidential candidate would normally release his income tax returns, that people could know how much money he's making and from time to time and judge it against his legal thing. So that certainly I believe that the Integrity Commission, that their reports that they should have more power in terms of making public, any kind of malfeasance that they might discover in their work. But moving from that to the general point of accountability, Desmond, to hold somebody accountable, you first have to let him know what you have elected him for. What are you elected him to do?
Yes.
So you see, you have to have a clear, the politician, the member of Parliament, or whoever, has to make a clear explanation before he's elected what he plans to do if you elect him. The people need to let him know what they want him to do, and he has to respond to saying, well, if you elect me, I will do A, B, C, D, E. Yeah. You cannot hold him accountable if you don't know beforehand what you want him to do.
Yes, and therefore, Leroy, the current discussion about job description for MPs is relevant.
I think that is nonsense.
Why?
Job description. The job description of the member of Parliament is to carry out the wishes of the people who elected him. There is no bounds. Whatever they want him to do, that is what he is supposed to do.
Yes, but hold on, Leroy.
Yes.
Remember, if you look at the current system, you will find out that it is what you are saying there is not practical, you know. All right, all right, I'm going to show you something.
Yeah.
The people of Northwest St. Ann, let us say roads are there, the condition is their major problem. They want the MP to fix the roads in their constituency.
Yes.
All right. Now, the MP don't have the resources. He has to appeal, make representation to the Ministry of Works. Right?
Yes.
Now, the current system is not a system that operates fairly, you know, because there are MPs, for example, the opposition MPs will tell you over the years, whoever is in opposition, that they have difficulty getting resources, getting the ministry to attend and fix the roads in their constituency.
Well,
So,
a whole different issues are raising there now, this one.
yes, but what I'm saying is that the MP under the current system.
But let's take that as an example. Let's take that as an example. When the MP says that he can't get a response from the ministry, it's after the people have demonstrated. You never get a case in which the MP is making complaints, public complaints, and criticizing the administration for not providing the resources until the people have demonstrated. You don't get a response. It's not that he's on the ground and saying, this is what my people are suffering from.
Yes.
This is what I need. That is what you're elected to do.
Yes.
To represent and make representations on behalf of the people. And then they will understand that you have done your best and you can't do anymore. But that's not what we have here.
Correct. But there are some issues that affect specific geographical areas, a particular constituency or whatever. And there are some issues that affect the entire island, the whole country. Now, since 1944, we have developed not only a parliamentary system, but a political party system. We are members of parliament and members of a party. And all of the issues that affect Jamaica as a whole are supposed to be discussed within each party, at the party conferences or congresses or conventions. Party, including the candidates as well as other members of the party, are expected to discuss within that forum within the party. What is it? What are the things that the party proposes to do to lift the standard of living and the quality of life of the country as a whole, and so on and so forth, in the area of roads, in the area of education, and so on and so forth. One of the problems is that not enough discussion goes on within these parties in terms of policy. More and more these party and party conferences are just become are just become like a bandwagon thing to showcase the leader and everybody have a grand time. So that is one point. You need much more.
I want to add to that that is not merely the meetings of the party groups that the MP should be concerned with, but meeting with the citizens. When last have you experienced the member of parliament that represents you having a community meeting or heard of that?
You mean a community meeting with his constituents?
Yeah.
That is not prevalent.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have heard from my MP.
Right, that is not prevalent. So that is why the earlier point you made, Dr. Barnett, about the constituents communicating with their members of parliament, and that hardly exists, you know. In the Jamaican sense, the constituents, they don't see their MPs regularly.
But worse than that, you know, it applies to the councillors too. Although they should revert to the people, it's the same thing.
Yes, right?
So that's where we have a failure That is why merely writing down duties don't make any difference if the person is not going to be proactive. When last has any member of parliament tabled a resolution in parliament about some situation in his or her constituency?
Not only that, but also if he doesn't have the resources. A big part of the problem too is the over-centralization of our system of government. You know, it is instructive. We've only been talking about MPs from the discussion started. It's just now that Dr. Barnett has brought in the issue of councillors. Because a lot of the issues that affect citizens on a day-to-day basis are really issues that should be dealt with at the local government level.
Most of the roads are for local roads.
Yeah.
You know, but the local government, you know, for the last 30 years, we've been taking away responsibility from the local councils.
Yes.
And taking away resources from them more and more. And that is a key part in terms of accountability. And the changes that people are talking about, a lot of it, I suggest, should be in terms of giving more power, more responsibility, more power, more resources to the local authorities and more close to the people. You know, closer geographically and closer on a day-to-day basis. It's not about every 5 years. We're talking about accountability every 5 years. It must be on an ongoing basis.
Right. And the local development fund is one way that the former Prime Minister Bruce Golding, that was his way to provide resources to the MPs, you know. Because
you know what? When that came in, you know, I said to myself,
yes,
and hope that they would establish a system of establishing local citizens group to discuss with them how those funds would be used.
Well, my own view is when that came in, sometimes I'm against that. I'm against it in the form it is now. I think it is a method of getting around the parish council. Those local funds should be a part of the funds that are directed into the parish council.
yes,
The MP could and should play a role. And let me say this in terms of my own involvement. There was a time when members of parliament were ex officio members of the parish council. And that was changed. And the truth of it is I supported the change at the time. But in reflection, I think we should go back to a system where where at the local parish level or municipal level, members of parliament have a say, and members of parliament, along with the councillors, have a say in those local developments. And you have one pool of funds for local development that can be decided on by the councillors and the members of parliament jointly.
yes.
What the local development fund has done now, it has given the impression that the MP now has some money to do something, not much, I think. But it has only been able to do that by taking away almost everything from the local council.
I mean, he doesn't have the administrative machine to carry it out properly.
Right?
We have a local government system.
Yes, yes. So what we are talking about, gentlemen, is that these are some of the holes, some of the issues that need to be addressed.
And to go back to your original question, these are not matters, these problems we have been discussing and solutions which we have been putting forward would not be removed. The need for them would not be removed having a presidential system. Any system you have requires the basic administrative arrangements, the insistence on responsibility and accountability.
Yes. Yes. So but the point I was making is that the current parliamentary system, as I said, is that it has some deficiencies, which as one of the reasons why so many people are critical and are calling for changes, because they are of the view that the system has failed them. Whereas is that what should be looked at, instead of changing to the presidential system, is to look at ways how we can address these issues so that the people can get the benefits that they vote for, the road fix and all the other issues that are facing the people.
The one reason for the clamor for change is that it is so difficult. It is so difficult to change. It is so difficult to change the Constitution, the present Constitution that we have now. Has written into itself, all of these roadblocks, hurdles and roadblocks are changing the system. The main one of which I mentioned last week is the Senate. How the Senate is constituted and the powers given to the Senate, that you could have a party winning an election, a landslide victory. We have now 763 constituencies. You could have one party getting 62 of the 63 seats, and one party gets one seat, and because he gets one seat, he's able to elect, the leader of that party is able to elect 8 senators and block important changes of the Constitution.
Yeah, but the fact is that the Senate doesn't block any important changes, and certainly in relation to administration.
Well, yes, certainly. Caribbean Court of Justice.
Well, that's a different matter. But I mean, in relation to what we have been talking about, administration and public, public administration and economic and social development, the Senate hasn't stood in the way, because the Senate basically is controlled by the prevailing government. So that's what
the opposition, the leader of the opposition. Number one, the Senate is not elected, so it gives undue power to the leaders of both parties, even much more than in a presidential system. And that is a basic failure that I find with the Senate. We should have an elected Senate, and it shouldn't play such an important blocking role. It can block. It doesn't effectively. It doesn't block on a day-to-day basis, but it has the power to block.
It doesn't block any administrative improvement, or
it has blocked legal reform in terms of putting the final court.
No, that's the only thing. I mean, nobody was worked more in favor of the Caribbean Court of Justice than I have. But I wouldn't blame the Senate for this. The political leadership must have to account as to why it is that one party has not given us any clear answer, has not explained to the Jamaican people why it is that they're opposed to our having the Caribbean Court of Justice as our final.
But the point is, Dr. Barnett, that the Constitution gives that leader the power through the Senate to block what majority of Jamaicans want, as far as even that one thing is concerned. I mean, you consider it very important, certainly, and so do I. But to move on from that, in terms of ability to change things, apart from this overhaul, this once in a generation overhaul of the Constitution, on an ongoing basis, I would recommend that, as happens in some countries at this time, in the amendments to the Constitution, consideration should be given to citizens, a group of citizens, once they pass a certain number, should be able to move positive, what do you call it now, take initiatives what is called citizens initiatives to put on the agenda certain changes that they would like to be made that can be considered in a referendum or something like that. That we don't have to wait on that initiatives have to come through a political party as is the situation right now.
No. Well, I've always considered why in our system we have not developed what is a historical part of the parliamentary system, it is petitions by the people. Why we don't have a system in which a group of people can petition and that results in...
And appear before the parliament.
And appear before the parliament, so I think that's all in it, yes, to increase public participation in the government of the country.
But what is there to prevent that now?
The Parliament can do that. That's why amending the orders in country, you don't need a constitutional change.
No.
There are so many improvements we can do without changing the constitution. It's extraordinary, but that there are things that we have failed to do that we can do.
Yes. And gentlemen, one of the reasons why we don't have more activism, public activism, is, and this is my view, I believe that the people are not, how should I put it now? The people are not socialized to play a part in governing the system of governance.
Yeah, but I agree, and if people don't do that automatically, we remove civics from the school curriculum.
Yes.
We're just restoring it now, but how can you remove a subject like that in a developing country from your school curriculum?
Yes.
And the political parties, when I was a boy, the political parties had meetings of groups, especially the PNP. They had group meetings at which people were taught basic principles of physics and economics. I mean, you recall hearing about the heart? Mm-hmm. Well, there was, in the group of those 4 persons, 1 or 2 persons who regularly gave lectures in communities on basic subjects of civics,
yes,
and economics. And I don't see the political parties doing it. As my friend has said, they have little meetings which are really media exposure and not any engagement of the people and the, forwarding of public education.
Yes. That is. We need to. Just about that word. We need to educate the people so that the people can become more active, can become more understanding of all the issues. And for example, look at the crime problem facing us now, and I believe that we as the people should be more active in coming up with solutions to address the crime problem. That is not happening. That is not happening at all. The people appear to be dormant, right? And like we have our hands in the air.
To take up a point which Dr. Barnett raised, Mr. Chairman, apparently, I'm not a lawyer, so I wouldn't really know. I'm not a constitutional expert either. But apparently there are many changes that are desirable, and some would say necessary, but which don't need a constitutional change to be made. And I think we need to be enlightened on what are the kind of changes that cannot be made without a constitutional change. So we have 2 different kinds of things to think about. For example, I think that one. Although I maintain that the system has served us more or less well, But one thing where it has not, where we have not really progressed in terms of our system of politics and government, is in the area of discussion of policies and programs and so on, rather than discussion of personalities and the magnification of personalities. And I think one of the problems has to do with money and the role of money in politics. More and more the parties have become institutions where you need rich people. We don't reach the level of the United States Senate yet, where most senators are millionaires. And even though a millionaire is not difficult to be a millionaire in Jamaica in terms of Jamaican dollars, but if you don't have a certain amount of wealth, you are no longer considered fit to be a candidate because that is not one of the main criteria. People really looking for handouts rather than just discussing policies,
yes,
and things that can be done to include their own lives of their families and their communities, and so on. So in terms of the issue of accountability, a lot of it has to do with the people themselves. They get what they pay for, really.
Yes.
I think that if we should have, as a lot of developed countries have, a system where there is public funding of elections and electoral candidates, where each candidate does not have to depend on the length of his pocket. Then you would probably have much more serious candidates, serious in terms of people who are willing to make a contribution to the future of the country rather than to their own future. And this is very, I think, critical to the argument about accountability.
Yes, and the whole question of accountability, there is one institution that has the responsibility. For example, when you talk about funding for elections, so members of parliament are required under the law to present, I think it's to the Electoral Commission, their election spending. Right. But
I laugh. Here's why I laugh.
Yeah.
What does election spending mean?
Well, how much money they spend for campaigning and other election activities?
Yeah, but when does an election begin? When does an election begin? As far as my view is, and Dr. Barnett can correct me, I think that under law, the election doesn't begin before nomination day. Yes. The nomination day is only 3 weeks before the election.
Yes.
And candidates start working 3 years before the election.
Yes.
So election spending should include that, not that 3-week period, but that 3-year period.
but even then, what we have now is not properly monitored. So I don't think that.
It was just introduced recently, so we haven't really got anywhere with it yet. So it's a work in progress. I regard, but we have made a start now. Because clearly it is something which needs development.
Yes, it is.
Also, I think, I'm just thinking about it, one possible way of improving that system is to regard the period of election not as that 3-week period, but to take in a much longer period. I think in the United States, for example, when you decide to be a candidate, for president or other offices, you need to file something with, set up some kind of committee, and that gives you the right to raise money and so on. But I don't think anything like that exists in Jamaica. people are raising money for elections 2 years before an election, but I don't think there's anything that requires them to register like a company or so on to say, well, this is a company that is to fund my election campaign.
Yes.
You know, if it were a situation like that, we would be able to monitor and say, well, how much money in fact is spent on election campaign. And certainly 95% of it is spent before nomination day.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. The other.
A very important point.
Yeah.
And that's why I believe in fixed elections.
Fixed election days.
Yeah.
Dito. I agree completely with that, Dr. Barnett.
That should be in the Constitution, the fixed election date, I think should be.
That should be in the Constitution.
Yes. And the whole question of recall, properly, we should have a system that is, you know, properly articulated, properly set up, so that electorates can recall their representative. I think that should be.
I was difficult one though, for I was such that even now.
Actually, I am not a fan. I'm not a fan of recall myself. I think if you have a system of fixed election dates, regular elections that are not too far apart, you give enough time that the candidate or the government can put into operation whatever plans and projects they say they have in mind and so on, and the people can judge, you know, how they are doing.
But if it's a 4-year cycle, which is what I'm in favor of, then you have to give the person 2 years to really start making a proper assessment. So within the 2 years, we're going to recall and have an election maybe, you know, when only 18 months is left.
It could be a recipe for confusion.
Yes, it does.
Yes. Well, I know Dr. Barnett's position when it comes on to the whole question of term limits, that a member of parliament or a prime minister should be allowed to work so long as the people find that, in other words, once he's satisfying the needs of the people feel that he or she is the person who's doing a good job, that person should be allowed to continue, even if he's 80. Leo, what do you think about that?
Even if he's 180?
Yes.
Well, I think there was a senator in the United States, Senate in some term on, it was like 99.
I know there was 90 or 91.
Yeah, that is in California, but some term on, I think it was like 99.
So the alternative, you're talking to me.
Yeah.
Should have retired and never should learn.
Yeah. No, I don't. I think term limit is an artificial harm.
Yes.
It's an artificial device that does not necessarily represent the will of the people.
Yes.
What you want is a system of government that represents the will of the people. As long as there is nothing in the law or in the custom that can cause a person to go on and on.
Yes, the purpose is
against the will of the people.
Yes.
And I don't see any reason to introduce term limits. You know, looking back at history, there are some people, some kings and queens, who historically have been given the title, the Great. You know, like this one, the Great. And why are they given the title, the Great? Well, there are two reasons. One is that they kill a lot of people, like Alexander the Great. But the other second reason is because they live long.
Yes.
And that is the main reason why like Ramesses the Great and so on, because the Great. You know, but living long and serving long can also be a good thing. you know, because they have the experience certainly. You know,
the employer usually gives it. You have a term limit, and you stop Obama from becoming president a third time, and you get Trump.
yeah. Because because I think there is widespread agreement since the putting of the United States that the best American president in the 20th century was Franklin D. Roosevelt, who was elected 4 times.
Yes.
Was elected 4 times.
Yes.
Because the people saw the good that he was doing. You know, what is important is that it is much more important to have regular elections with fixed dates that the leader of the country cannot manipulate the system. That he only calls elections when he's popular or when he thinks he can win, and when he knows he is not popular, he 50 shies away from calling election days to catch the opposition off guard. That I think is much more undemocratic than having somebody who the people re-elect over and over and over again because they think he's doing a good job.
Yes.
As long as, let me put something to that, add something to that. As long as the political parties allow competition inside of the party, that member of parliament, for example, although we're not supposed to talk about members of parliament, that person, that representative, can be challenged within the system, first in terms of becoming a candidate for his party, and the leader of the party. Yes. Well, and also become leader, yes, and at the head as well.
Dr. Barnett, all right. So here we are now. We sever links with the monarchy. All right. But we retain our parliamentary system. All right. Now, what is important about having a symbolic president? Ceremonial president.
If you are not having an elected president, then, and even if you have an elected president, one of the considerations you have as a nation is whether you want somebody who is the former head of state. That is a person who represents a nation, because with the best will in the world, that's a difficult role to play if you have just become elected as the government head, so to speak, by reason of a contested, election,
yes.
And then to have the image of being representative of the entire country.
Yeah.
So that the former head of state is a symbol of national unity and being non-partisan, and that is the value. There are some additional advantages that we have in Jamaica and some other countries gain from having that former head of state, in that certain appointments, for instance, are made by him, certain special functions are carried out by him or her, but that person doesn't really carry out any executive administrative function, but is there as a symbol of national unity and national endeavor. So that symbolically, it can be quite significant.
And that person will be nominated by both the Prime Minister.
Yeah, we have to make sure that the system you use to elect that person is one which has the support of a majority of at least your elected persons. It doesn't have to go to the electorate, but it has to be approved by a substantial majority to ensure that that person really is representative of the national identity and is acceptable to all. So that one of the proposals that we made is that that person should be nominated by the Prime Minister after consultation with the leader of the opposition, and that nomination should have the approval of a special majority of the parliamentary houses.
Okay, understood. All right. Gentlemen, we are almost at the end. So, Leroy, what are your final words?
Well, I don't, in addition to what I said last week, right?
Yeah.
There are two points of this constitutional amendment. One is a kind of symbolic, is largely symbolic, not entirely symbolic, you know, and that is in terms of completing and making clear that we are a free and independent people, you know, and that will achieve that removing the monarch, removing a British court as our last court of appeal. But I also mentioned the fact of, about certain treaties and things that we sign that bind us and that constrain our independence, and that there should be much more clarity, much more transparency as far as that is concerned. The other section of it is in terms of broadening our democracy, giving more power for the people, anchoring our democracy much more firmly and spreading it much more widely among the people. It doesn't become a once every 5 year activity, but it's an everyday, not as a Kingston-based activity, but all Jamaica activity, not just once every 3 or 5 years, but every day.
Okay. Dr. Barnett?
Yes, I agree with those objectives, and I want to congratulate you on having this program, because as far as I know, it is the only regular program in which this subject is being discussed, despite its historical importance to Jamaica and its people.
Yes.
I'm very disappointed that there is not more of this type of discussion going on. Symbolically, and from a nationalistic point of view, I would like us to be discussing things like, what is the title that we are going to give our constitution?
Yes.
We should have a new constitutional instrument made in Jamaica, and not one imported from Buckingham Palace. Are we going to call it the Constitution of Jamaica, the Jamaican Constitution?
Yes.
The Republican Constitution of Jamaica?
Yes, yes.
What is the title that this document is going to have that is going to be so important to our national identity?
I'm trying to get...
So these things matter, these things matter because it's how you get national pride and how the young people grow up.
Yes. I'm trying to get the minister, and I hope next week, if she's available, we will put that question to her. So until then, I want to thank you both for spending time on this very important matter. And as we say that this platform, this is how we play our role in bringing some information about the Constitution to the people. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Okay, all the best.
Yes.
Thank you too.
That was our constitutional talk this week with Dr. Lloyd Barnett and Mr. Leroy Cook. Well, it's time for us to take a break. Coming up next is the world of sports and entertainment with the man Kingsley. Time for a break.
Today's my birthday. It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagelberg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Where do I go from here? What fate is drawing me? Touch my heart and guide my way. Say on the right through the grace of God, I cast aside these fears I know, and it's myself from the depth of deep despair. Oh, yeah. Lead me through the darkness and through each gloomy day. Take my hand, oh precious Lord, and help me on my way. Give me strength that I might find abiding faith and peace of mind. So I won't where to I go from. Right now, lead me, Heavenly Father, to the promised land that's there. Guide my step now. Please take my where do we go from here? What makes it in me? Please show us the sign. We know you'll be there all time. Give us strength that we might find abiding faith and peace of mind. So we won't ask, where do we go from?
I will Greetings and salutation. Welcome to another Friday in the world of sports and entertainment. I'm your host, Kingsley J.J. McCullough, and there's going to be a change of format, for today, which is my birthday, and there's a few things that I'm going to mention, some events, fixtures. Some of the burning topic that's happening in sports right now is about the Reggae Girls team, and if they are going to show up, a lot of things, as well as the entertainment side, the music and the interviews. So yes, it's my heart strong, and I want to give God thanks and acknowledge, and for all the birthday which is on the Facebook page in the community. I thank everyone here in Jamaica, abroad, Philippines, Africa, you name it. Thanks for all those wishes, best wishes, and I must say I feel so good about it, and that you're on the page and that you continue to listen to Rebel Radio, the world of sports and entertainment, and looking to go places and make things happening in both worlds, and to improve things, So I just want to acknowledge all my friends and members of the community page there, and tell them thanks, for acknowledging, for those who remember. And we're just going to continue to enjoy the day. I'm going to play some music and you name it, and we can call and say hi. I'll be looking out for that a couple of minutes from now. Won't be taking any calls now. So as soon as the call is going to open, about 20 minutes time, about 4:20, 4:25, I'll be taking calls on that number that I've sent out there to call Rebel Radio. So at this time, I just gonna take a little time, look at what I have to make mention of these things. And one of the things that I just mentioned a little while is about the Reggae Girls. They have qualified for the Gold Cup that's coming up against Panama and other matches, and there's a bit of uneasiness there because I would confirm what some of the girls are. It's alleged that they are not going to be turning up for training for that match next week because the non-return of Coach London, whose contract wasn't renewed, and it goes down well with the girls. But one of the things I just want to give my view on this scenario, it's that their command and respect, the JFF, despite their shortcomings and a lot of things that's not done the right way, or the public views it, is that people are not pleased with how they are running the JFF, but at the same time they are the governing body who looks after football in the country, and if it wasn't for the JFF, FIFA wouldn't be giving these instructions to the JFF to administrate over the football in the country. So I don't want them to take away that from the JFF and make it look like it's a girls them control. Respect is due, and they must adhere despite whatever is happening with the JFF. Must understand that they are the one who runs football in Jamaica, and must understand that and try to work with it. It's not the other way around. So I don't think the way it is being handled by the players it's the right way to go about it. Persons are saying that, well, they're not going to turn up there, we are going to lose because we're going to use inexperienced players and so forth. But it's best to maintain that law and thing that the JFF stands by and run and govern the football until things can get better, right? Or until when, election is coming up, so respect goes a far away. And if they say that they are not coming, they have them football at their club and so forth, but JFF must now look to younger players to put in the squad. I don't think it's 100% of all of them is not going to turn up for training. We're just going to wait and see who turns up for training and who will be ready, available to Jamaican football for that match against Panama next weekend for the Gold Cup qualifying. So we will wait and see what's gonna take place. Okay, so on a bit of that for now, and we're gonna look at some other items in entertainment. So I'm gonna take a minute and we'll be right back. Yes, that's a minute. We'll be back with some music, so take it there.
Jamaica, my Jamaica. JJ playing all the way. Yeah. Oh, what a feeling to be listening to Rebel Radio. We play the hits we never miss with Kingsley JJ on Rebel Radio. Check it out, check it out, check it out. When I find myself in times of trouble, Rebel Radio is there for me, playing sweet selection with Kingsley JJ. Mikey Crucial said that.
Okay. Yes, that's a good introduction from Mikey Crucial. You know, we were on the holiday at Splash in the Hills, and you know, something that we were doing, and you know, it all went as according to plan. So we're gonna just take a little time out and let you enjoy what had happened at Splash in the Hills last Monday in Monique, St. Anne. So we're gonna share that with you as well. So we're going to get into the meat of the matter, and we have an interview that's coming up about one of our stars, our sports personality, Marisa Cadenhead, you know, former athlete, and we're going to interview her on what she's doing and, you know, things she can tell her how she progressed as a high jumper back in time of high school. That's Marisa Cadenhead. We'll be having her up next in the next couple of minutes. So we're going to ask you to just relax again, and going to give you a few songs right here on Rebel Radio.
So no more, no me, no in a that. And no can't swine up in a that. Alright, if I go cross, and you swim around, me go make me smoothie, ya turn back and me so what's up. Alright, no spring chicken, 2-man kitchen, me go tell worm.
Yeah, my artist Buzzway.
Food when we know what pass. The one who could do it, who can't blue jazz. No make them could do, make them fry race ass. Alright, when me a cook up what is not a ship is no science. So no more, no me, no in a that. And no can't swine up in a that. Alright, if I go cross, and you swim around, me go make this smoothie, that you're watching me, so what's up? Alright, lead back in on me plate. No give me no symmetry, no gravy, none of me plate. Me no want no soup bone. We feed me too deep, you shell me gungo. I no make it too late. Pop chow, circle me plate. Cabbage, double rig up, and me case. Me a feed me body, so me chang like a wave. Granny worm can't make nice and me ears. That cook up at this, that shit is no science. It's no science. So no more, no me, no in a that. And can't swine up in a that. Alright, if I go cross, and you swim around, me go make this smoothie, that pepper and me so what's up. Alright, no spring chicken, 2-man kitchen, me go to worm burger. So with this thing, man, you want to chan, you fry roach, you water him. Alright, me go tell you some food, when me know I pass. The one who could do it, who no call blue jazz. So make them chicken no make no fry race sauce.
Buzzway. Don't know, cook a pot.
Me a cook a pot. up, it's not a ship, it's just a yacht. So no more, no me, no in a that. And no can't swine up in a that. Alright, ha-da-da-da-da-da-da. If I across, ha-da-da-da. And you swim around, ha-da-da-da. Me go make this smoothie, ya turn back and me so what's up. Alright, ha-da-da-da-da-da-da. No spring chicken, 2-man kitchen. Me go tell worm burger. Send me with this man, me want chung chang, we a fry roach, 2 attack him. Alright, ha-da-da-da-da-da-da. Me go tell you some food, when me no walk past. The one look on we no call blue jazz. No make them me couldn't fry race ass. Alright, when me a cook up what is not a ship, it's just a yacht. So no more, no me, no in a that. And no can't swine up in a that. Alright, if I across, and you swim around, me go make this smoothie, jack your rat and me so what's up. Alright, Hallelujah, lead back in on me plate, no give me no symmetry, no gravy, none of me plate, me no want no soup bone. When you give me 2 teeth, you shell me gungo, I no make it too late. Pop throw, circle me plate, cabbage, you hurry up, and me case, me a feed me body, from me tongue like a wave. Granny worm can't make nice and me ears. Me a cook up at this, not a ship, it's just a yacht. So no more, no me, no in a that. And can't swine up in a that. Alright, if I across, and you swim around, me go make this smoothie, that your brother me so what's up. Alright, no spring chicken, 2-man kitchen, me go tell worm burger. Send me with this thing, man, you want to jam, you fry roach, 2 attack him. Alright, me go tell you some food, when me no walk past. You want to we no call blue jazz. No make them me fry race ass. Alright, me a cook up at this, not a ship, it's just a yacht. So no more, no me, no in a that. And no can't swine up in a that. Alright, if I across,
Yes.
and this swim around, me come make this smoothie, ya turn back and me so what's up. Alright,
Yes, that is Buzzway. So much more you can expect from him, you know. This time we're going to make a call and we're going to try it right now.
Greetings.
Greetings again, Miss Marisa Kate. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I'm feeling pretty happy today on my Earth Strong. Welcome to Rebel Radio. This is the world of sports and entertainment. It's quite a while I haven't spoken to anyone about sporting events, so it's kind of rare, and I was say thank you for for doing this on Rebel Radio, which we can take you deep, because back in your time, high school, college, we tracking through this, I've heard your name, didn't really say much in comparison to the sprinters them, and like all these past sprinters, Veronica Campbell,
Veronica Campbell, Michael Frater at that time, yeah.
And Melaine Walker and those athletes. Yes. So you're gonna just tell us what was happening those time and what you were doing, what you have achieved, and even presently what's happening now, Marisa.
Well, thank you for having me on. And I want to bless you up. Happy Earth Strong to you today.
Thank you.
Many blessings and many more years to come.
Okay.
Back in those days, I was on the circuit competing. It's just that no one really approached me to ask me anything. So it seemed like I was moving very clandestine, but I was there. And I was competing in the NCAA circuit. That's where I rose to acclaim.
Prominence.
And
yes,
to prominence. And I didn't really get a chance to connect with my nation. So actually, I will be having another interview, a full hours interview this evening on What a Gwan, live on Facebook at 7 p.m. so that you can sort of get a better glimpse of
Give me some info. Give me some info on that when you're through. Yeah.
Yes, so by 7 p.m., Watagwan will be interviewing me live for about 1 hour.
Okay.
So I will be answering many of those questions you just asked me about the who, what, when, where, how, and why, and what happened. I was missing in action for a while, of course, because I was dealing with some personal traumas and normal life adversities and challenges that come with something like this.
Yes.
There was a need now I am at a good place now of healing where this is concerned, and I have a better grasp on what happened now so that I can actually speak to you guys and tell you what has happened and what is happening and what should happen.
All right, let me say, since there won't be I won't have that luxury of time to go in depth in some more things. What's presently happening now in your life, especially are you still in the sport? Are you doing coaching? What is happening now with Marisa going forward? Have you passed on your talent to other young athletes or stuff like that we would want to hear now?
Okay, wonderful. Back in 2018, I was inspired to establish a high jump training camp for young athletes.
Yes.
Developmental training, because I have been coaching the event since I was about 15 years old.
Okay.
I have been coaching and practicing the event. So since 2018, I have made several attempts to establish these high jump clinics across the nation there in Jamaica.
Yes.
And I must say that I have had a pretty good response, and there is earmarked for a lot of support. And it's just a matter of timing and finding the right place, like a good location, to start our first high jump clinic. So that is the inspiration I was given to be able to pass the talent on.
Are you affiliated with any of the local clubs out here, the Titans, the Sprint Tech, or MVP, or races? I mean, you have several development meets that take place at the latter part of the year going into the season. And are you being consulted like for field events, through the J3? Is there anything that's coming up, especially in the this season that's begin with many of these athletes doing background training and stuff like that? If you are a meet that is coming that is specialized in field events.
So I have made several attempts to establish a better communication and relationship with the J3A where that is concerned.
Yes.
So that is still in progress. I am waiting on a response from the J3A.
Okay.
I have reached out to the Office of the Minister of Sports.
Okay.
Babsy Green's office since 2018 in somewhat of an awkward outreach, because I'm learning as I go through this process.
Yes.
And that is why I have said that it's all a matter of timing and getting the right people involved to see this thing happen. But I am game. I have the plan here, and I invite the necessary persons to reach out to me as well as I have reached out to them.
Okay.
And to come forward, because this is the one way that I know that I can give back to the sport, which has given me so much in my life. And it is one way that I know I can give back to my roots, right?
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. I appreciate all this that you tell me, but I just say if I need more, I can follow up on that interview later. I will do that.
One more thing.
Yes.
One more thing. Well, I have currently where I am based here in North America.
Yes.
I have established, because they say you have to do what you can with what you have from where you are.
Yes.
So I have established a sports training institute here, and it is coaching developmental athletes from all over the world.
Okay, let me say this to you. I have a young guy named Michael Harnu from Nigeria. He is very talented. He needs some help. He loves all the Jamaican setup. He's in Nigeria now. Coming out of high school, he's one of the best sprinters there, and I'm trying to see if I can make a link to get him here to do some training or anywhere that can help him. That is Michael. I know he's listening now. I'm trying
You know what? So our club here, because I didn't get to put the champs here, I brought champs to me. so I have, in honor of champs back home, I have named my club Champs International Athletics.
Yes.
And I have the strong support of my bestie, my partner, my husband, G. Ryan.
Okay.
And he's a coach and a former sprinter and a Carifta medalist.
Okay.
And we also have a senior coach in-house, because I'm not a sprint coach, so I wouldn't be trying to do all those things.
Yes.
And we have Coach John Senti, believe it or not, former champion for St. Jago. We have him as our senior coach in-house here, so that anyone who wants to connect with us, we have access to our very good coaches who trained out at GC Buster, and they're here, and they actually have nobody committed to work with.
All right, but what I am trying to do with Michael now, is in Nigeria. What I want to do is to send programs to him to do background training, to let him begin until something further can happen. So I'm supposed to give him instructions on doing background training as in sprinting. That's I only have basics, but only if I can get someone who can help me with Michael, it would be very much appreciated.
That's so wonderful. So that's just the sort of thing we do here at Champs International Athletics.
Okay.
Yeah, we lay the foundation work for the off-season preparation for running.
Right.
Season. So coaches don't particularly like to write down anything. If you know how our people work, they sort of just creatively do it off their head, like baking a cake. You should have the recipe. So, and because each day is different and each athlete have different needs, the coach would need to see them, and then they can make a proper assessment as per where the strengths and weaknesses are and how we can be of help. So if he can come across to where we are, we can definitely create a network and a link between you and us here, and that would be a wonderful thing, not just for him, but for grassroots athletes coming up.
Yes. Anything that's because he's in Nigeria, and I can't do anything no more than to prepare him. I'm trying to see if I can get some sponsors, something that he can, because he said what's happened in Nigeria, talents like his just gone and no help. So he's looking a way out to, because he wants to become an Olympian. He's one of the best in his age group over there at sports, at their local champs and everything that he's doing. He's training, but he said there's more that he needs to know, and he's looking at the Jamaican system, which he loves and would like to be a part of it. He wouldn't mind to come to Jamaica and be a part of the program, the setup of how the track club or anywhere that operate that he can be beneficial, and say, well, I'm going to do this back from Nigeria or wherever needs him. So that's one of the things I'm trying to get done for him. Anyway, I'm giving you 2 more minutes, and you can tell me anything else. Yes.
I hear you when you say, like, what some of the challenges that athletes face in this sport is funding and sponsorship. Even I went through that.
Yes.
I have not seen a high jumper in Jamaica that had a sponsor attached to them.
Not even the late German Mason had that he had to tough it out himself. Jermaine
Or is that-
Mason. Jermaine Mason was one of our best high jumper before, you know?
Yes. He was doing really well actually at the time I heard about him. Unfortunately, I didn't get to meet him, but may he rest in peace.
Yeah.
I heard about him, but I wasn't aware that he wasn't sponsored either. So, that is sort of one of the major challenges for the high jumper and for many athletes as well.
Yes.
So, even here, funding our operation, we basically started selling water instead of Girl Scout cookies.
Mm-hmm.
So on champsalkalinewater.com is where we're selling our water, and that sort of is to help to fund our operation here.
Okay.
So that we can our athletes to save them from the challenges that I experienced and also from what they're going through, so that anyone who trains with us, we're able to sort of try to work with them if they're not able to afford to train, because it's necessary to fund your dreams.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I can say more or less that we can make a start, possible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I will see what can come out of this,
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, so I will be in touch with you and let you know that Rebel Radio is going to be instrumental in assisting you to achieve whatever goal or objective you set out there in the world of sport, especially with your event, the high jump. You can maybe talk to the ISA by having a clinic at schools, to let them know that yes, they can, scout out and see if you can find one or two jumpers that can emerge out of a clinic, You can even talk to ISA about it, even because air jump is not really that popular. So it's something you can look into and say, well, let's just try and see if we can spot one or a few high jumpers that can go to either Carifta, the Pan American Games, anything going up to the Olympics. Something that you can look into, okay?
Most definitely. And I welcome and I thank you for your support and for the time you're here to speak.
Yes, man. I former athlete from in the 80s. I was training for the 88 Olympics and got injured. Yes, back then. Yes. Let me know where you're linking me from, calling from.
I'm calling you from somewhere in North America. I don't wish to mention it at this time.
Okay, no problem.
But I will be in touch behind the scenes. I will connect with you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. One more point. If I would like to send a shout out actually to my father.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Brenton Cadenhead, a.k.a. Fire and Starry, out at 64 Winard Road in the upholstery shop there across the street from where I used to go to school at Winard Road School. So shout out to Fire and Starry out on Winard Road and the general community around there. My father have been operating there for more than 50 years. So that is our community. I want to send love out to all the people of Mountain View, Winard Road, and family and friends, and from everywhere around the world who are listening.
All right.
Bless up the strong, Mr. Kingsley. Thank you so much for
Thank you again. Yes.
All right. Peace and love, everyone.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Yes. That was an exclusive from Marissa Cadenhead, from a high jump star at Champs, and she just letting us know what she's doing, and we congratulate her and looking forward to getting things done with her. At this time, time goes far now. We have a few minutes and we are going to take just a short break, and we'll be right back before we go down the street, looking to end the program. So we'll be right back on World of Sports and Entertainment.
This is
things that we want to really talk about. As I say, the matter with the Jamaica Football Federation and the coaching staff. They're newly appointed coach. Xavier Gilbert, who will take charge of the Reggae Girls who are down to compete in Women's Gold Cup qualification action next week. For Gilbert, he was the assistant former head coach Lon Donaldson, and will take charge of games against Panama on October 25 and Guatemala on October 29. Xavier Gilbert there. Short term, because one of the persons that the JFF was looking at, they're having some investigation about something about him, so she wasn't immediately available to do anything with the girls as Xavier Gilbert steps in, and it's some of the things that we're looking at right now. Yes. Okay. Another event of note I want to bring forward, my friend Flowagan May, rerun things know me. I know he's a very busy man, and he has something coming up. Culture Cap Production in association with Consulting Group LLC invite the Massive to Flowagan birthday celebration, special invited guests passing through We Run Things on Saturday. I mean, it's quite a while from now. Saturday, November 18 at Elite Lab, 193 to 12 Linden Boulevard, Queens, New York, 11412. And, a lot of entertainment with DJ Blade, DJ Muskie, DJ Garfield, and Flogan. That will be his birthday celebration. And we'll be talking more about this event with Flowagan Me as we get more information about that event. And there's another thing coming up with a man who said, walk and live, but I won't say the other part of Mr. Paul Campbell. It's called a Libra affair.
Production and Quality First Auto present the show event of the year, a Libra Affair, featuring the strong one, Etana, Glenn Washington, Teflon, Jack Emis, Jeffrey Michael, Melody God, Jaleb. I myself, yours truly, Walk Liver, is hosting this event. For more information, call 407-485-0530.
Yes, that is the man himself, Paul Campbell. So if I can really get him to tell me something more about this event, I will try within the time that I have here. So we're going to just see if we can get a link with him when the time is right. Yes, right. When the time is right. Okay, yes. So let us go now and go back into some music, and the next important event before we get back to the music is about Jamaica will play Canada in the Nation League quarterfinals, to determine who goes to the semifinals, and Jamaica will be lining up to play Canada in the Nation League quarterfinal in next month, November. One of the things that we are looking out for the Reggae Boys. As I was saying before, yes, we had Splash in the Hills, and we're going to give you some highlights on that event as soon as we take a break, and then we'll come back with it. Yes. Another item we looked at on the sporting side is that the young lady from Spain, Jenny Hermoso, who was, that infamous kiss that happened. You know, there's a story surrounding that. She was really celebrating with her friends about what happened, but all of a sudden there was a about turn, you know, about the whole affair until the person had resigned. So people are looking at that Jenny Hermosa event where she wasn't really upset about what happened, but had a change of heart of, you know, getting things looked at. Okay, again I'm gonna play something from the One Sugar Dan on the Cloud 10 rhythm here again.
Yo, Dalvin. Music. If I fight me get me see the enemy I try to stop my breath me not stop now rest me know some blessed victory is a must I fi pass my quest me stay focused daddy never show love my eyes open but my heart frozen Marco never cool up young dreams the bogus reach it chorus but me tell you what's up they in Amazonia they in Amazonia don't call my phone your phone leave me alone now leave me alone but they in Amazonia but they in Amazonia don't call my phone don't call my phone leave me alone now leave me alone for a night that them call it can't sleep at night have me hype on the target nah go sell out nah switch nah forfeit Elvis said do it go for it if you want it still can't forget the night me nearly take my last breath me no know why you must see that make me heartless regardless me flawless them nah go see me vanish you a go see the beast nah go lock it in a closet but they in Amazonia they in Amazonia don't call my phone leave me alone but they in Amazonia but they in Amazonia don't call my phone don't call my phone leave me alone leave me alone why mankind so evil mommy tell me fi stay far from people me dear one brother them where they are every season one big house big bike big vehicle money off to make trendy no fear people PS4 run hot with couple leads too can't too calm them we try to deceive you money at the root so I guess say we evil but they in Amazonia they in Amazonia don't call my phone leave me alone leave me alone but they in Amazonia but they in Amazonia
One Sugar Dan.
Don't call my phone, don't call my leave me alone, leave me alone.
Yes, man, that's a talent in the making, and you know you can listen out and look out for more from One Sugar Dan, originally from Portland, and you know she was at the event at Splash in the Hills. As I said, we want to give you a few highlights from it. So you know we just want to push forward that. Also on the lineup we have other artists coming through. You know that Anthony Samuel has sent me for Roxanne and Anthony. You know Luciano. So we're gonna feature one or two of these events from Anthony.
You know, I've been waiting for you. I hope you're ready, because I'm ready. Save my heart from this hurt boy. Let me be with you tonight. I need your arms around me. Feel so
Kevin.
safe when you hold me. The music, sweetest smile with those bright brown eyes. No, it's never too late. This time it's my way. Don't stop giving me your love. I want it all the time. I'm making no excuses. You're the one that's on my mind. It's years and years I fantasize about
Okay. This is one of the songs from Roxanne, Don't Stop Me. Yes, Anthony, this one is really one you can, yes, one you can really relate to and sounding good. Yes, Roxanne, Don't Stop Me. Yes. Yes, that's one of the production from Anthony. And I'm going to give you another one for Anthony Malvo. You know, Anthony Malvo, quite a long time artist, you know. You know, when he used to link up with Tiger. One come back to me, so nothing, yeah, with Tiger back then. This is Anthony Malvo.
It's not personal. Whoa, oh yeah. Baby, please don't take it too personal. Promise I'll never try to do things to hurt you now. But I have to move on. Can't hold on any longer. Sorry, my love keeps fading away. Many times I've tried to say what's on my mind, and everything I say to you is just a waste of time. Tell me that you love me.
Yeah, man, that's Anthony Malvo. Don't take it too personal.
But you will never dare. So baby, please don't take it too personal. Promise I'll never try to do things to hurt you, no.
Exclusively on Rebel Radio.
Can't hold on any longer. Sorry, my love keeps fading away. Every day we fight. I should have seen the signs. I can't believe I used to be so blind. Don't know what I was thinking. You wanna blow my mind. Gonna lace my prep and make a step. You wasted all my time. Baby, please don't take it too personal. Promise I'll never try to do things to hurt you, no. But I have to move on. Can't hold on any longer. Sorry, my love keeps fading away. Whoa, yeah. Baby, I'm sorry. Ooh, I'm sorry. Oh, baby, please don't take it too personal. Promise I'll never try to do things to hurt you, no. But I have to move on. Can't hold on any longer. Sorry, my love keeps fading away. Many times I've tried to say what's on my mind, but everything I say to you was just a waste of time. Tell me that you love me. Tell me that you care. I needed you, but you were never there. So baby, please don't take it too personal. Promise I'll never try to
You know, it's approaching top of the hour, and you got a lot more that we have in store with the music and sports. And we're gonna just take a short break at this time, and we'll be right back.
is the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin set and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleford Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
There's an update, some breaking news I want to share with my fans and listeners here on World of Sports and Entertainment on Rebel Radio. News just in is that Rebel Radio Sports understand that members Jamaica female World Cup team have been suspended indefinitely after failing to show for a meeting with the JFF today. We also learned that member of the technical staff, except assistant coach Xavier Gilbert, might be facing non-renewal of contract. So this is something that's developing at this time, which, you know, there's something that is saying that something is not right with the JFF and the football team. We don't know if it's money or if it's the price coming from the World Cup, because these were announced that these money were supposed to be paid in October, or if it's a situation wherein they didn't renew Lauren Donaldson's contract. We don't know. We're getting them piece by piece. So I don't know what action, why the girls are being so defiant at this time, and it is that understand that members of Jamaica female World Cup team have been suspended indefinitely. I mean, don't know when it's gonna end or what, after failing to show for a meeting with the JFF today. I don't really support those things. It's a show a position of strength that the girls them can dictate to the federation, which is not right. Yes, they are being successful and they have been making us proud at times, by in the World Cup recently, but disappointed recently against the Canadians, and we can give and take for them, but some people that say the tail cannot wag the dog, right? It's the other way around. So I don't think the JFF is out of position where this is concerned, and the girls must understand that it's not the record girls run football in Jamaica. The Jamaica Football Federation is bigger than any where the game is concerned. They are the ones who look after the affairs through FIFA. And without the JFF and things, some of the girls wouldn't have been getting contracts overseas, because it is the regular girls that the system that was put in place give them birth to be who they are. We don't condone things like these actions, so it's not something that I would normally support how they're doing it. Members of Jamaica female World Cup team have been suspended indefinitely. That's what it's saying right here, And you have some persons who really are saying, that JFF must be suspended. Them don't understand. Okay, people are having what they are saying on the page, and it can't work that way at all. No matter how good you think they are being. So we're gonna just follow that up in subsequently as we get them. Okay, yes. Okay, I just want to big up my friend Natalie Skyvoice Lawrence, you know, who has really done this for me today on my birthday. And she's saying to everyone here on the sporting world, good morning everyone, please could you all help in saying happy birthday to the host on Rebel Radio, you know, stuff like that. And yeah, everyone has done that so far. This special day today for me, and little from now I'll be going out to enjoy myself. Donna said happy birthday, I like that. And I put that life's a journey today and beyond. On Friday, October 20th is my birthday, and I want to acknowledge and give God thanks and acknowledge for another day, you know. And greetings coming in from Gapayas. Happy birthday, King. May the Lord God give you more birthday to celebrate. God bless you even more. That's from Gapayas. Thank you. And for those who interacted, you have Joel Nicholas, John Christopher Cole, Brenda E.Q. Finlayson, The Real Mac, Leroy Jackson, Claudia Johnson, L.M. Trimmer, Andre Anthony Samuel, Ifem from Ghana, Gapayas, and Naima Edwards, Wendell McCullough, Afin Jomo Moses from Nigeria, Marvin Dickens, Building Troop, big up on yourself. Yeah, and I don't know, Michael Harno, that's talent guy, sprinter from Nigeria. Julie Bakoa, legendary, and Natalie Skyvoice Lawrence, J. Jack, Room Sterling, Mine Panlilo, and my dear friend Charlotte Cochran. Yes, Shari, my mama, happy for you. And you know, the list just goes along there, and I also want to say thanks to everyone for acknowledging. Yes. We're gonna give you something. Okay. And yes, I even made a choice that the IWF Male and Female Athletes of the Year, my prediction are Noah Lyles from the USA and Faith Kipyegon from Kenya, you know. Those were the two I think were the most outstanding at the recent World Championship and on the circuit, you know. So I'm looking for those two. That's Noah Lyles and Faith Kipyegon to be voted Male and Female IWF Athletes of the Year. Yeah. Okay, I want to give you something from you know, Splashing the Hills, Mikey Crucial. Mikey Crucial. Yes, that's ever talented Mikey Crucial there at Splashing the Hills, man. Okay. This here is One Sugar Dawn. One Sugar Dawn. Yes, man, that's One Sugar Dawn. Ever talented One Sugar Dawn. Now, the main thing I want to really mention here was the act, the big man himself, DYCR. What you seen? Only on Rebel Radio. That's DYCR. Yeah, see. Okay, I know I want to just make mention of, by Kipper and Screechy. You don't know, world ballers. They really set the tone there, Yeah, man. These are the world ballers. Keeper and Screechy. Don't know. We're going to touch back base today, you know. We're going to touch back base with them, make you know.
Different man, girl. No. Ready? Alright, jump the key and jump the bass. King, alright. Section 1, so red ball are you?
I don't know, world ballers that, you know, with Screechy and Okito, you see me? So those are some of the highlights that we had gotten from Splashing the Hills, and is something we're looking forward to doing again despite, you know, the lower expectations and stuff. So we're going to be there again. We're not going to give up. We just have to fight the fight and know, say, we're going to really and truly try again, you see? So it's something that we are looking into, right? That's how we're looking at it. Okay, so at this time we have a few minutes leaving, so we're gonna just take another short break, and we'll be right back with more music on this special day. For the host, that is myself, Kingsley JJ McCallum, my Earth Strong. So we're going to give you some more music again coming up on World of Sports and Entertainment on Rebel Radio, Jamaica 1. We'll be right back.
This is top. No matter what you do, you know say that we can't stop. We stand up and salute down to the yellow, the green, the black. I make them know say that we on this mystic. Yeah, world is for you thinking and giving up is the only.
Greetings.
Yeah, bless it.
Okay. Yes, I am Kingsley, your host on Rebel Radio. Yes.
Rebel Radio. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Rebel Radio Jamaica 1.
Uh-huh.
Okay, hold on. Yes, I just want to that event that Paul Campbell is hosting, you know, my friend that, and we just wanted to you share that information with friends in Jamaica, in New York, in Miami, you know, that party that is coming up that he is hosting, and we even forget the chance and the privilege to talk to Paul and see, you know, if we can get an insight from him on what he's doing, and it's one of the reasons why I'm latching onto this, you know. So if you can give us more info about the event and Paul's hosting of it, if you can just relate that to us right now on the radio.
Oh, right on the radio. Wow, hold on.
You're live now. You're live now. Yes.
I am live now. No, I have brethren. All right. Wow. Okay. I'm in the middle of something, so we can't be long then. If you're on now. Okay. So when your program, it comes on, is the internet based?
Yes. Right. Every Fridays and Mondays. Yes.
Fridays and Mondays. Okay. Yeah, man. Well, okay. I'm one of the promoters of the event. Liberal Fair, you know, as you know, it's an October thing.
Right.
You know, so
I want to make it up. Today's my Earth Strong. I'm a Libra.
Yeah, there. Okay. So it's a fitting that we link to the end.
Right, yes.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Well, I want to say happy Earth Strong then.
All right.
Happy Earth Strong, yeah, man. I'm Brian, a promoter in the Ireland area.
Okay.
And you know, I'm not saying in the island, I'm based in the island, but promoter, you know, you promote everywhere. You know, so I'm a promoter. Mainly I would say theater. You know?
Okay.
So entertainment, yeah, we know everything. Yeah, so, yeah, man, so we have an event coming up, it's tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, some good artists. You know, Mr. Glenn Washington.
Right.
We have Itana. We have some young and upcoming giants, you know. Teflon, can say the Young Tree, Jalek, Jack Chemist. These are some, you know, locally based here in the Florida area.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
Yeah, man, a few more, you know. But the event is for tomorrow afternoon. The location there, we say it's Caribbean Sunshine.
Right.
It's actually another Librans. Mr. Peter Bailey, you know, CEO of that.
Yeah, big up to all Librans like myself here. Big up.
Definitely, you know. So we just, you know, coordinate a thing, you know, and I do the event at his place, you know. It's a nice outdoor event.
So where is Paul? Is he where you are? Or yes, he's supposed to be there. I mean, in Orlando. Is he?
Well, he's not in here, but not at the moment.
Okay.
You know, yeah, he's in here, but he went, you know, on the road to come back. Either late tonight in the morning.
Well, what I can do is give you a clip of this when it's finished. I'll have a few minutes leave before wrapping up time, and let him know that yes, it's one of his fans, you know.
Yes, definitely.
One of his fans are right through it, and it would be a privilege to really talk with him and another time, and you know, so. Yes.
On ear, basically.
Right, and let us know what he's doing and other things that are coming up. As I say, we are wrapping up to the end of my program now, and I get a chance to say yes, hi, and about that event tomorrow, and
Yes, man.
What I can do is share this interview with you when it's, cause it's gonna be reproduced back on YouTube, and let him know that is Kingsley J.J. McCullough from Jamaica, Rebel Radio. And yeah, so that's why I'm big him up on, because I have a listenership right in New York, in Miami, Canada. I go right around the world.
Around, yeah, man. Yeah, I know the internet thing, huh?
Yes.
Yes, I know the internet thing, yeah. Yeah, man, it's a blessing to speak with them, Kingsley. And I definitely thought the word and send me the clip here, and then at least I can.
Yeah, and in future, if you have anything that's coming up in the diaspora, you can share it with me. So, thanks again, and we're looking forward to do this all over again. And I'm gonna send this to you. Okay.
Yes, boss.
Okay then. Thanks. Well, at this time, it's enjoyable, and we have come to the end of another, program in the world of sports and entertainment, as we give you all the news that's happening in the world of sports, especially even at the football. But unfortunately, I couldn't even able to give you back the sports and about the Premier League and other stuff. Today's a special day, and I want to say thanks to all my listeners and for everyone who wished me happy birthday today. And again, we're looking to do this again on the roundup that is coming up on Monday. Sports roundup and entertainment. So I want to say thanks, on behalf of my listeners. This is Kingsley J.J. McCullough, handing you over to another program on Rebel Radio Jamaica 1. Yes, thank you very much for this wonderful day.
Of the righteous, the hearts of men getting more and more vicious. Brutality is on the increase. Tell me, when did the love of God cease? No power on earth to separate me from Lord. Jesus, nothing will be able to turn me away from you. I love you, Father. This level of crime, only love can eradicate. We must demand justice from the church and the state, and confess to God all our evil ways, and He will keep us so.
Oh yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio. And it's Friday, time for the big day. Yes, this is the big day. The big people's business, racing business. Yes, and you know, if you want to win big money at the track, this is where you must stay. I now hand you over to Dr. Paul Wright and Trainer Well Suter. Gentlemen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome and good to be back with the program. And listeners, and Well Suter, this is racing business, big people business, and we are live on Rebel Radio. We have 9 races for you tomorrow. We had 3 race days just the other day, and we had 9 races each race day, and we are back to 9 again today. Big race is the 8th race tomorrow. Let's imagine the Munich Memorial Cup. 4 9-ounce horses going 5 furlongs straight, 1,000 meters straight. We have 15 horses will be going to the post, and that is race number 8. And we also have race number 6 that always brings in the big exacta, and race 9. And we have 2 late starters for you. Let's get this out of the way very quickly. In race 6, take out number 1, Rapid Lily. And in race 9, take out number 5, Superior. Those are late starters. First race, 12 noon, we have 9 races on top. And the first race is over 4 furlongs straight, 800 meters straight. And here is where we have the Catch 9 and the Reggae 6, all of them starting in the first race. We have 10 horses declared and all the opportunities for you. Let me go over them for you that you can keep knowing how to make money at the racetrack. Double Exactor, Cruella Superfecta, Alpha, Trifecta, and that lucrative Rolling Triple. And remember I tell you about the Reggae 6, the Pick 4, the Pick 5, and of course the Catch 9. Here are my top 4 runners in race number 1. Number 1, Cold Pursuit. So the Parchment are teaming up there with Ryan Darby. That is an awesome combination. Number 2, Dominic Patterson and Special Counsel. Number 5, Monaco with Ben Dawkins. He's riding very well. He's riding this one for Mr. Speeding God. And number 8, Sir Cat. With Usher Robinson, good to see him in the saddle. He slips 4 kilos from 55. Oh, he's going to 52 kilos for Philip Lee, like known as ERRD. And Usher Robinson is trying to win number 4 in his lifetime for the year. 1, 2, 5, and 8. What do I appreciate? In the first race, I'm going to number 8, Sir Cal, to get the better of Special Counsel and Cold Pursuit. Then Suter, what say you about race number 1? I'm going to go with number 6, Sunfly. Sunfly fresh to the value. 6 to 8 for me. 6 to 8 for race Suter number 6, written by Abigail Abel, who had a double recently, and she's riding this one for Greg Fenner, who was one time the assistant to Jason Acosta, the champion trainer. The second race of the program is over 5.5 furlongs and 1,100 meters. This triple allowance 3 for the 4-year-olds and up. We have 6 horses going to the post, double exacta trifecta. The first of the quick 4s. Remember, there will select 4 races for you to find the winners. The pace spot 8 starts here in the pace spot 8. First 2 in these 8 races, and it is race 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Double exacta trifecta in the second race. We are my top 3 in race number 2. Number 2, Select Me, and I did. I selected him. And number 3, Phoenix Risen. And number 5, and that is KP Choice with Radish Roman. Radish Roman is not an expert on the big races. You notice how well he will achieve my destiny, my second best for the last race. 2, 3, and 5. KP Choice should be the odds-on favorite, should be able to get away from this crowd, and they go 5.5 furlongs. In the second race, Sir KP's Choice to get the better of Select Me. Well, Suter, Secondly, I agree to keep it I should win. But we better talk for a legal bomb. 5 and 4. A 4 well shooter. The third race, restricted around 5. Committed that 5-year-olds, they must be non-winners of 2. They go 7 furlongs up 1,400 meters. Only 7 horses declared here, but the first big 5 starts here where you find the winners. And let me tell you the secret of finding the winners of these multiple races. Your selection, my selection, and well shooter selection. You're going to get home. And here are my top 3 in race number 3. Number 2, Heroin. Richard Heroin. Apprentice jockey 9 wins already. He leaves 3 kilos. For Barry Bernard, who was one of the new trainers who already been in the winners enclosure on 4 times. So look out for him to be running there again. Number 6, Don Vincenzo with Radish Roman. And number 7, today, Kane Dawkins versus Radish Roman, coming down the straight in 7 furlongs after battling. I'm going with, and this one is a good one, Heroin, to give the apprentice jockey a leg up over the 2 big jockeys, Dave Dawkins and Radish Rowan. I'm going with Heroin to get the better of King Fair. Third race well shooter. Heroin has become a bad kid. I tried to last okay, John. I'm going to step aside from him, though. So, potential to get the better of the gifted one at Heroin Potter. 5 and 1 in race number 3. Then I'm going with Heroin to get the better of King Fair. 5 and 1, a well shooter. He believes in potential with Julian Barrett and Wacky Lynch teaming up for that one. Race number 4, 6 furlongs, 700 meters. This one for the Canadian Group 200 and 250,000. Those must not have earned 180,000 since June 21 this year. So now these horses must be thirsty. We try that 6 starts here. 6 horses are clear. Only 6 ways to the post. Here are my top 3 in race number 4. Number 1, Biblical Legend with Phil Patrick, keeping up there with Stephen Todd. Number 4, Daniel Bay with Shane Richardson. And number 6, Crushing Power. The lady, Natalie Berger, are guiding this one home for Ian Alexander. 1, 4, and 6, Biblical Legend. Phil Patrick, he must be better than this group because he is a powerhouse of a jockey rider and he'll get this one over 6 furlongs. Biblical Legend to get the better arm Crushing Power. Well, shooter. This race I don't have a winner. Biblical Legend have disappointed so many times. There's no alternate side that should beat this horse on vehicle. But the horse like Golden Emperor, I would have been can rise up anything. So I'm going to go with Golden Emperor to get the better of Biblical Legend. I will have it. So to 3 to beat 1 for well shooter. Race number 5 is a maiden special race. Only for filling. The ladies will be coming out in this one. 1 furlong straight and 1,000 meters straight. 9 horses declared here, and the first big time, the second big time of the day starts here. And this one has all the best opportunities. Double exact criminal, trifecta, trifecta, high 5, and that lucrative rolling triple. So, my top 4 in race number 5. Number 2, Glittering Magnum. Really disappointing at 18 to 1 the last time. This was the period with a big try over 6.5 furlongs. Was getting there and then shut off. You see how it goes over 7 furlongs tomorrow, and that is Glittering Magnum. Number 3, Simply Sensational. The big jockey, the money jockey, Radish Roman, who rides here for Alfred Brown. Number 5, and that is Crucial Alexa with Red Lewis and Carl Anderson teaming up for this one. And number 8, Fearless Rona, Javanil Patterson and Greg Fennell. Well, Greg Fennell had a starter early. Who knew it? Will this be a double? We're going to find out very shortly because tomorrow, my top 2 in this one, I give it my top 4, 2, 3, 5, and 8. I have Simple Sensational and Fearless Rona to fight out this one and giving the edge to the big brother jockey, Radish Roman. Simple Sensational number 3 to get the better of number 8 and number 5. Well, shooter, race 5. Number 1, always right. Always right. Finish with that rapid going 4 furlongs. This is 5 furlongs. The one drives the drawback. But let's get a great break and come across the Johnny. We get the better of these horses. Yeah, the sure they just covered on. Doesn't like to it. I'm going to go to 1, 9, 2, 1, 9, 3 for me. 193 for Will Shooter. From the back draw, that's always right. He has a good win. And let's hope that he can get away from this group and come over to the middle of the racetrack where is the faster going. Race number 6 of the late man started, number 1, Rapid Rally. 5 furlongs straight again. So we should be around 3 to maybe about 5 years and up. They must be non-winners of 4. 11 horses were declared. Only have 10 now going to the first. The second strike 4. Gives this one. And that is race 6, 7, 8, and 9 for the strike 4. And all the best opportunities are available in race number 6. Here are my top 4 in race number 6. Number 6, Solamia, Cousin Bailey, riding for Donovan Hutchinson. Folks, Cousin Bailey is not as bad as his statistics look. Not even so far from 20 yards, and he's going overweight. For this ride, he's supposed to ride, he got 50, keeping 4 out of 50. He goes with 53, but this horse has a chance to keep his front on the right side. Number 8, Bad Gallery, with Jerome Innis and Harry Jagai teaming up for this run. Number 10, that's Nakamura, Dave Dawkins and Elizabeth, and Rush the Indian. That from a little way off, and September's last race, coming back here in a 1 month over. The lady, Andrew Power, she's riding for Donovan Phillips, has put the ties around. That's not 3, 4 here. 6, 8, 10, and 11. One horse stands out. And therefore, that's Cook Food Special. Or tomorrow, Bad Gallery. Yellow minutes. And Harry Jedi, team up with this one, should be able to get away from this crowd and win after chasing over 5.5 furlongs and not getting home. Bad Gallery for me, my Cook Food Special. Race number 6, Well Shooter. About Gallery and Milan, but it's also a problem house. I'm going to go with 7 to get the better of 8. They had a mission to be Bad Gallery and 6, Soul Amia. Right and Fresh, Soul Amia and Bad Gallery. Those guys is top 1, 786 for Well Shooter, my Cook Food Special, Bad Gallery. We're moving right now to race number 7. The City States from 33 years and up. They must be non-winners of 3. 10 horses declared here. We're getting big fields now. As we come on to the end of the race day, you have been winning, so you can have more than 7 furlongs. And the last trip of the day has an extra impetus in there for you to make your bet on. All the bet opportunities are available in race number 7. So here are my top 4 horses in race number 7. Number 3, Atlantic Convoy. Big favorite the last time. Disappointing. Robert Halloween is going to replace Pearl Budget, and Halloween will be here before he goes back home. He's actually for a winner to look for Atlantic Convoy to make a good run tomorrow. Number 5, Easy as ABC. Yes, they're dead. You only listen to one Hutchinson team up for this one. And look at disappointing the last time it came out with the Peter Harry. Walked out the box that now young Hutchinson has removed the sometime for the figure of 8 on to expect a better run from Easy as ABC. Number 8, Rejected Raja, for the jockey. Ready Rover and Robert Pearson teaming up for this one. And number 10, Captain Calico. Kevin Foster rides this one for Anthony Lewis and Eric Brand. But not lost. They've got no how to lose and going around the bend for the first time over 7 furlongs. To see how this one goes. In the 7th race, 3, 5, 8, and 4, Atlantic Convoy. These things talk about this one coming from abroad, Canadian bird, running here with Robert Halliday, he's one to winner, and putting number 3 to get better as number 8, Rejected Rider, and number 10, Captain Calico. Let's look at race number 7. I'm like the Englishman. Here with the win until reloading. Captain Calico for me. I don't know where 1 second, but Captain Calico is a banker for me. The banker for this one, Terry Foster, Anthony Davis, and Captain Calico. 2 previous runs over the straight 5, going a distance of ground, not to be able to get it. Look for Captain Calico to run a good race tomorrow. Race number 8, in Posey Case, the Nigel D. Nunes Memorial Cup. Nigel Nunes, his 2 sons are trainers, one in Barbados, doing well. One-time champion jockey here in Jamaica. I think he's still in the top 3, but Jason DaCosta has taken over, but he's not given up the fight. And that's Baba Nunes. We remember, sadly, Nigel D. Nunes. This race is over 5 furlongs straight, 5,000 meters straight, for overnight allowance horses. 15 horses. What do you get? Not a way to come out of debt if you use these 4 horses in your best of all the best opportunities are available in this one. No earning triple. So my top 4 in race number 8. Number 4, Battling Sunshine. But more speed. Number 6, Duke, the favorite. On the Mirage, the former man, from a surgeon in Florida, here to ride this one from Neil Sobrati. He doesn't come here for his fun. He comes here to ride with us. Number 10, Luke Sharp. Rare race. Team up for this one. Disappointing to me that Freedom Street and Duke, the last time they came, he made all beating Paul Rankin and Briggs over 5 furlongs round. And so we see all the runs. But that was, I couldn't understand the run the last time. The rare race now gets back to ride. So we'll see how this one will run. And number 14 on the outside of this one, and that is the American Red American Top. From Canada as well. Kevin Foster and Howard the guy teamed up for this one. Howard the guy has some good horses. 4, 6, 10, and 13. This horse, the next one is track, this horse blows a hole in the wind. So I expect this one to start in Jamaica and win. American Top for me to get the better of number 10 and number 6. Next shooter, the penultimate, race 8. What say you? This race full of speed. It's all rumor that American Top will win. But for me, I've got to see them first. I really don't get my head what I hear. I want to see more than I race. So after the speed and all these speeds take him on, I think Duke will run past everybody tomorrow. Duke got the run the last time, and it's still right now. Duke will defy all odds. I'm doing it a 5 straight odds and win for me tomorrow. Duke all the way for me. Duke to win the race, and everybody waiting to see how American Top runs in Jamaica. The 9th and final is the dig-out handicap. With 6 allowance 2 for the 3 years, 9 minutes 2, 5 furlongs straight, 1,000 meters straight, and 13 horses were declared. We have 1 Maitland starter in number 6-2 period. 12 will go to the post. Missing opportunities, Extracted Corona Trifecta, Superfecta, and High Five. So, you see this last race here? I believe that of all the races that we have previewed on this program, this looks to me to be the hardest race. And when these races get very hard, it ends. Right now, these 4 horses, and tomorrow, take a look when they're parading in front of the stand. Number 2, Raw Horse, in the parchment, going overweight for Andrew McDonald. Make a note of that. City Hawk, Amanda Fletcher, a street fight specialist, riding this one for Ricardo Brown. Number 8, Martin Strick, Paul Francis and Dale Murphy teaming up for this one. Dale Murphy specializes in sprinters. This is a straight 5. That is Strick's drawn dead in the center. And number 12, and that is from here, straight to them. The Money Jockey, Radish Roman, and Alfred Brown. 2, 4, 8, and 12. All outsiders. I'm going to number 8, Maggie Strick, to get the better outcome share to them. What say you about the 9th and final? Well, Shooter, I'm going to close the program at number 12, Share to Ben. Share to Ben has been running very well, and I think tomorrow is early. Share to Ben for me. That is number 7 here as well. Share to Ben. Share to Ben. 12 from Share to Ben, number 12. Number 12 all the way for me. 12, and that is one of those good ones for tomorrow. So, those of you tuning in late, here are the selections that you will be looking at tomorrow for and putting in your big bets. In the first race, I'm going to number 8. And that circle, let's see if it selects number 6, Sudden Flight. In the second race, we both agree on number 5, Keeping Strong. In the third race, I'm going to number 2, Heroin. Well suited selects number 5, Potential. In race 4, I'm going to number 1, Biblical Legend. Well suited selects number 3, Golden Emperor. In race 5, I'm going to number 3, Simply Sensational. Well suited goes at number 1, well named, Always Right. In race 6, my Cook Food Special is number 8, Bad Gal Riri. Well suited goes at number 7, Ride or Dutch. In race 7, I'm going to number 3, Atlantic Convoy. Well suited goes in number 10, Captain Calico. First time around the bend, but going 7 furlong. In the 8th race, I'm going to number 13, the new boy in town. Who's in the win? That is Tap. And that is the American Tap. But suited goes in number 6, Duke, who's prime to the minute. In the last race, I'm going to the outside for Magistrate. Well suited goes in number 12. And that is from sheer to bed. Those are some selections. Be careful when you're making your bet. Remember your selection, my selection, and well-suited selection, and you will be rolling in the money. That is racing business, big people business. Back now to Desmond in the studio.
Okay. I want to thank you very much, gentlemen, for giving out the winners for tomorrow's big day. And punters will know if you want to win big money, you got to stay with Rebel Radio. Yes. Well, that's the end of today's program. An end of the program for the week. Yes. I want to thank all my listeners and viewers, yes, for taking time out to stay with us. And remember that you can listen to today's program on Google. Yes, Rebel Radio on Google. So until Monday, stay safe and keep healthy. This is Rebel Radio and I'm Desmond Richards. Thanks to my technical operator, Kevin. Good night and have a good weekend.
It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and foam ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, insect and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagelberg Road. Telephone 93-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Saving season at Tools, Hardware and Supplies.
New arrivals are here.
With variety and prices you love.
We have the best in porcelain and ceramic tiles,
windows, doors, and much more.
So what are you waiting for?
When you think of tiles, think Tools. The one-stop for all your home finishes.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.